if you have something new coming up that you're feeling nervous about, maybe it's just trying something new, or maybe it's going on like a first date or meeting somebody for the first time, you might feel pretty nervous about it. And the thing with being nervous is being nervous and being excited are practically the same feeling. They're both an emotion you get from something that's coming up, that's gonna have an unexpected outcome or uncertain outcome. So basically, the only difference, the exact feeling is the same. The way it feels like mentally in your body and all that, it's the same exact feeling no matter which emotion you're feeling. But the difference is, if you're expecting the outcome for whatever lies ahead to be negative, or like you're scared of it, you're gonna feel nervous or anxious. But if you're thinking it's gonna go well and you're looking forward to it, you're gonna feel excited. So a good way to go about it, if you're feeling nervous, let's say you're going about to go on a first date, because this actually just happened to me on Friday. I was about to go on a first date with this girl, and never met her before. I was about to, like, I've seen her in person, but I've never like actually met her and been on a date or anything with her. So my first time meeting her, so I was on the way there, and I was like, man, I'm actually kind of feeling a little nervous. It was just kind of, I'm not gonna say I don't get nervous, but it's kind of not the usual for me. And so I was thinking, and I was like, I'm kind of just excited. Like, I was looking forward to this date with this girl. So you gotta kind of rewire your brain, reframe it to thinking, okay, I'm not nervous, I'm excited. And if you do that, it'll help you a lot more than you would think getting over the nervousness. You just gotta expect a good outcome rather than a nervous outcome. Because whenever I was feeling nervous, I was like, there's no telling how this is gonna go. Maybe it's gonna go well, maybe it's not. And another key, or another little trick, this is to kind of involve dating, not really about around being nervous. But if you're about to go meet somebody for the first time, just keep in mind that you're not going to be the only person talking. It's going to be both of y'all talking. So it's not going to be all reliant on you. Just keep that in mind. But still a side note. But so whatever you're about to go do, just keep in mind that the outcome, or at least try to expect the outcome to be good, because you're going to be feeling more excited about it. And just tell yourself, I'm excited. Don't tell yourself I'm nervous, because if you're telling yourself you're nervous or letting your brain spiral and you're going on the rabbit hole, you're going to feel a lot more nervous, right? You're going to be tricking yourself into being nervous. So just tell yourself, I'm excited, I'm looking forward to this, it's going to go well. And doing that, you're going to feel a lot better about it. Now, the reason I say to try to tell yourself you're excited and not try to calm yourself down, like telling yourself you're calm, or that you need to stop trying to be like in this uppity state and just try to calm yourself down by taking like deep breaths and shit. Instead of doing that, or the reason I say to not do that is because the difference between being like anxious or excited is that those are both high arousal states. Like fear, anxiety, and excitement, those are all high arousal states. Now, whenever you're trying to be calm, you're in a low arousal state. So if you can picture that, if you're trying to go from anxious down to calm, you're going from a high arousal state to a low arousal state. So it's like just super sudden, and it's almost impossible. You can't really calm yourself down whenever you're in that state already. But if you were to go from one high arousal state into another high arousal state, like going from anxious to excited, it's a lot easier. You think about it as like, if you were to try to go from anxious to calm, it's like you're like driving 80 miles per hour and you have to slam the brakes. It's going to be super sudden, and it's not going to be comfortable, and it's going to be like, you know what I'm saying? But if you were to switch from going or being anxious to being excited, you might want to be even more excited. So you might just speed up, you might accelerate instead of trying to slam the brakes, you know what I mean? So try to keep that in mind too. It's going to be a lot harder to calm yourself down than it is to just reframe your mind from being nervous and to just being excited. So basically just try to get out of that negative mindset and turn it into a positive one by saying, okay, I'm not anxious, I'm not nervous, I'm excited. And in doing that, you're going to feel a lot better about it. And you're just not going to be nervous. You might be a little bit, but it's just nerves aren't necessarily a bad thing. Unless you know that you're human and that you have a reason to be excited. If you're not feeling nerves, you're not excited about whatever it is, because it can go any walk of life. If it's your first time doing something, you're most likely going to feel some nerves. And it doesn't mean you should be like feeling bad about it, like anxious or nervous, because you could just be excited. Whenever I was first in jiu-jitsu, my first day going to the gym, probably the first couple of days, it wasn't like something that was like, oh, this is about to be so easy, because I didn't know anybody in there, obviously, so it's going to be a little more difficult. But I went in there with the mindset, okay, it's just a bunch of people I've met before, so I have a lot of opportunities to meet new people, I have a lot of opportunities to learn stuff, because I've never done jiu-jitsu, so I'm about to get beat up whenever I go in there. So instead of going in it with a bad mindset of, I don't know anybody, it's going to be hard to meet people, or I'm going to get beat up, I just go into it with I had like growth mindset of expecting to meet new people and expecting to learn how to defend myself, and it made it a lot easier. Same with going to the gym. Whenever I first started going to the gym, I was a lot younger, so I went into that being more nervous and not being, or seeing it in more of an excited kind of way. So when I was getting into the gym, it was more like I was out of my environment, out of my out of my habitat, what my area to be in. So whenever I get in there, I'm a really small guy surrounded by a bunch of the bigger guys, and I don't know what I'm doing, which I'm sure a lot of you can probably relate to if you're wanting to get in the gym. and it was very nerve-wracking. I didn't know anybody in there. I was a smaller guy, like I was saying, and it took me a lot more effort to get in there and get used to it, rather than going into it being excited, like, oh, I'm going here, I can meet new people. Oh, I'm going here, I can get stronger, I can get bigger. Going into it with a positive outlook instead of a negative, thinking everybody's better than me compared to, oh, I can get better. And also in the same sentence, it's like I'm going in there trying to better myself rather than worrying about other people, what they're thinking about me. So you just look at the positives and all these things. I know it's easier said than done, but leaving that behind, just try to tell yourself I'm excited rather than I'm nervous, because the more you tell yourself you're nervous, the more you're going to spiral. And if you get yourself in that excited mindset, you're just going to be looking forward to it more and expect the best from whatever's coming. Another thing I wanted to mention, one of my boys is about 17, and he was mentioning how he's nervous to go to this party, and he's trying to hype himself to go to this party. He's asking for advice, but he feels socially anxious going to them, and he's like talking about how he's not really cool with a lot of people there. Like, he's cool with them, but he's scared of what they're going to think of him, pretty much. So he's nervous about that. And I can relate to that, because whenever I was his age and I was going out to parties, I was extremely nervous for that. I would talk myself out of going. I wouldn't go a lot of the time. And then whenever I wouldn't go, I'd be sitting at home seeing on people's like social medias, like them having a good time. I'm like, man, I could have been there right now. I could have been getting this life experience. I could have been having a good time and bettering myself in some ways, right? Obviously doing some stupid shit too, but in some ways bettering myself. So another learning opportunity from that is, keep in mind you're going to be getting experience from whatever you're doing. So whether you're nervous or not, whether you're nervous, excited, whatever the outcome, in the short term it might affect you, but long term, and like an hour after you get there, say you are going on that first date, it doesn't go well, you leave. Once you get in your car and driving away, okay, you might not see them again, but it doesn't affect you at all. All you got was some new experience. You learned how to, maybe if you said something bad, like, okay, don't say that next time, or how to conduct yourself better, whatever it is, right? You get some new experience, and you'll be better for the next time you do it. So you can just look at it that way too. But just remember, next time you're feeling kind of antsy about doing something, don't tell yourself you're nervous. Just say, I'm excited. And it'll help a lot more than you probably think. But besides that, if you got any value from this video, I'd really appreciate if you subscribe. And got any goals, go make them happen.